Sent to the future from the year 2000 by a glitch due to the Millennium Bug, I'm adapting to thrive in the peculiar conditions of the 2020s. Join me in a multimedia extravaganza as we surf the World Wide Web, catch up on 2 decades of video games and mess around with creative tools new and old. I'm Millennium Cyborg, welcome to the new millennium. Teddy, great to see you, welcome. It's been a while since I streamed, and I actually didn't even have to change the stream title, because I'm doing the same thing as last time I streamed. Laws, good to see you, welcome. Yeah, this is my costume. I changed the texture of my eyes, and I made it spooky outside, changed the lighting. I think it's pretty effective for how little I ended up doing. I've got other plans in the works as well, but they're very unfinished. Yeah, I've been so busy with modeling and animating and working on shades and things. It's been a while since I've streamed. I've been doing some streams on cable too, once in a while, and that's been lots of fun. The way I've got things set up now, it's quite a production getting the stream going every time. Yeah, the bones outside replace the crystals. I just had this vision of replacing the crystals I usually have there with skull and bones. And somehow doing this setup, I messed up my regular blue sky setting. Normally this is the blue sky, and now it's just this completely desaturated grey sky, and I don't quite know why. Very spooky. But yeah, for this let me bring the camera back to the outside view. I wanted the moon and the moon glow, so I had to I did some shader hackery essentially. The moon's not a real object, it's part of the skybox. The clouds darkening in front of it is also not a physically based effect, but more of a mask based hack. I really like how the effect turned out. I just need to in the process of making this, I broke what my normal environment looks like, so I'm gonna have to go back and fix it properly. Yep, hacker stuff. Anytime you do anything on the computer, you're basically hacking, in my opinion. All right. So let me bring down the big TV. Take a look at OBS. So this is the new studio layout I've got planned. It looks pretty sort of Y2K architecture in my opinion. I've been looking at a lot of Y2K like Twitters and Tumblrs and things, getting inspiration for what it should look like. It's a bit sparse right now, so the things I wanted to do are add a bit of like a table and maybe some other decorations at each of the sofa nooks, and then also make sure that they're properly instanced for, at least for the important to Unity. I don't know exactly what goes on under the hood when the object meshes are turned into ray tracing acceleration structures. Like, I understand some of it, but there are some important details, some open questions as far as I'm concerned, like what decisions is Unity making in terms of subdividing the objects. I'm always glad when people like the aesthetic result of what I'm working on, because it's like I'm just making what I think looks cool. Let's bring in the usual stream playlist, actually. I'm gonna listen to this one track the whole time. And shuffle that. Okay. Yeah, I'd abandoned the arm tracking for a bit, and I brought it back. I think it adds some liveliness to the you know, to the animation of the character. I'm trying to push forward with the modeling and animation side of things now. I'd been focused for a very long time on just the rendering pipeline to achieve the, you know, the look that I wanted. And I think I have gotten there in terms of what the rendering looks like. So now I need to bring it to life with environments and animations and things. Oh, thanks. You know, the arm tracking is surprisingly simple to set up, right? You just need this otherwise rather useless device, right? The Leap Motion, and you plug it into VC Face, and if you're using the same, you know, compatible avatar format and tracking and everything, I didn't have to do very much to get it working. The fun thing is, because I've got some lighting on my table, like in the scene, if I get the arms in the right place, I can do shadow puppets. Is it working here? Oh no, it's working. It works better on the edutainment streams because the lights are actually in a better position for that. Oh, there we go. There we go. Shadow puppets. These are ray traced shadows. Everything's ray traced, so yeah, I need to learn to do shadow puppets. Like, well, it's been too long. And also I don't know what the Leap Motion can actually understand. I think anything ambitious, it won't understand the hand position. Anyway. Yeah, because it's all ray traced. My hands reflecting the glasses, and the shadows are real time and everything. At the moment, my studio, let me show you the actual studio right now. Oh, I don't have a way of controlling the free camera, so what I'll do is I'll go to the wide camera. Here's the studio. So it's quite empty, right? Oh, I've got a view from behind as well. Hang on. Okay, that one's not programmed into my Stream Deck, so I don't have an easy way to bring it up. But this is basically it, right? The room is a circular room with very little in it. I've been inspired by some other streamers. It's a very common thing to just make your environment look like a bedroom, right? But some people have gone in other directions, and I want to make mine look like, I've always had the idea, I want it to be a studio. It looks more like the Oval Office. It's an oval, and yeah, that's about all there is to it. So let's go back to here and bring back Blender. President Millennium. Don't think I want to be president. Seems like a lot to deal with. I just want to make my funny streams and my renders. So the new studio, I generated this using the Blender geometry node system. Really have been wishing I had a for loop. It's like I'm not really in the right. I'm coming from a programming mindset. I'm not necessarily approaching things the natural way, so it was tough to get to this point, but now that I'm here, I quite like the result. Yeah, the bedroom makes a lot of sense. I don't know if I'll have another environment that's a bit more like that. Well, I wanna push the aesthetic of the general stream towards you know, you're watching a TV show type thing, a live production in studio. So okay, I wanted to first of all add more decoration to each of these nooks. So I'll just make one instance of it for one of these, and I'll probably not worry too much about replicating it to the other instances, and instead do that in Unity once I import everything. Oh, Digishell, hi! Great to see you here. Digishell is another sort of cyber Y2K vibes VTuber, so make sure to check her out. I'm gonna add a desk first of all. Where did I put it? There. I really like the profile of this studio. I spent so long fiddling with all of the little details of the how to actually create windows that make sense. Yeah, I'm doing well. I've been, you know, it's very hard to work on creating the environment and writing the, you know, the code, the rendering code, and also and then I'm working on some animation based content as well, and then also streaming. I found that very very tough, especially since when I'm developing I tend to break things, and so you know, when I'm preparing for stream, that's a couple of hours maybe of testing and discovering all the stuff I've broken since last time. But yeah, doing well, enjoying spooky season. I really need to stream Space Channel 5 at some point. It's so on aesthetic. It's almost a crime I've not streamed it yet. Oh, thanks for the follow. So I'm thinking of just an oval or some kind of something based on circular arcs that'll fit within. Let's add some modifiers. I'm working with I'm not a Blender expert by any means, but I'm trying to work a lot with non-destructive modifiers, and there we go. Hang on. I'm trying to fill in the face. Yeah, there we go. I'm trying to use non-destructive workflows because I often will change my mind and want to go back to edit things I was doing right at the beginning. So here, I'm gonna model the top first. Oh, and I've got some... Right. I also added copies of my avatar as people sitting around the scene to help me get a sense of the space and the scale of things. It's very tough judging the scale without a person in the scene for reference. Welcome, Woni. Your headphones are not working. I'll need to communicate by interpretive dance. I'll do my best. I'm just communicating vibes. Alright, let's see. What height is a table at? This sort of height. But for a coffee table, it's a bit lower, right? Something like that. And then what sort of shape do I want? I'm thinking... I like the idea of something like inscribing itself into this arc. And then this part is more open. And then maybe I'll make it an oval. I've matched the curve there. Probably be kind of annoying if you're really sitting there, but I'm just thinking about the general look of things. Does that leave things too empty over here, maybe? Can't decide. Because the other thing I could do would be insert, well, use a kind of curve that mirrors the curve of the sofa. But then that doesn't really break up the shape of it. Kind of could do a bit of both. That looked like just like sketching the idea of it right now. No. Wider. starting to look like things I don't want it to look like. But musical note shape, would that work? Don't think it would look quite right. I think I saw some like late 90s Taco Bell table designs that were pretty cool and had different geometric shapes. Maybe I can leave it like this, but then add something different to this part. So another thing I thought could be in the scene would be some kind of something that looks like control panels or consoles. Let's try something like that. So we'd have something that comes up to like ergonomic height for a screen is at eye level for the top of the screen, but if you need to also be able to look beyond it, it would be a bit lower. We'd have part that's just like sort of shielded off. And then something kind of inset. The topology is obviously bad there. Now let's just do it like this. And remove unused faces. That's not quite right either. I want the cut. You know what? I'll just make this part a desk part, and then I can add a screen as a separate object. I'm glad you like the music. It's I was struggling to find something that was appropriate and also wouldn't trigger DMCA, you know, on YouTube and Twitch. So what I ended up doing is I grabbed and converted all of the videos on the drum and bass and in video games YouTube channel playlist, and I converted those to MP3s for local playback, and then I individually remove ones that are not sort of appropriate for quiet background music in streaming as I come across them. So I'm thinking it would be something with what sort of profile do I want? I should probably just decide on the profile and then extrude it instead of doing this. Let's hide a few parts of the environment. I'm getting in the way. Stick a subdivision surface modifier on there. And then I'll make sure that some of the edges stay sharp. Already looking satisfyingly blobby. It's a bit too short. Could give it a cutout, an inset. Oh, is there a way to tell it to ignore one edge? Do this, what does it do? No, it doesn't like that. We'll fix it in post. I'm gonna get rid of this face. And this one. Bring that to floor level. Okay. I'm gonna add a mirror modifier. How did I manage to... I managed to animate the subdivision modifier level somehow. I'm not sure what I hit. So we're going to add a mirror modifier and then delete 1/2. Okay. Oh, and I want to do that before the subdivision. And then instead of these bottom faces, I've got two options. I could decide manually what the inside should look like, or I can just solidify it. Or I can just leave it because no one's going to see that. I mean, that's not very, yeah, that's not right. Hang on. To bring it all up above knee level, above knee height. I'll drop this again. Looks a little more plausibly usable. It's too close. Rotate it a bit. How does that look in the scene? Maybe make it a bit less wide. A bit further this way. And then I think I do need to separate this if I want to have it look like it's got a separate top part. Hi Ren, welcome. Thank you. This is the lounge slash studio that I'm wow, this is really spooky music all of a sudden. All right, let's make sure that's a separate object. Okay. And I'm going to immediately give that a new material. I'm going to use this one. I've got a bit of a problem with materials in Eevee. The glass never looks quite right. So it's supposed to be transparent, but what if I go to glass BSDF? No, it still doesn't behave the way I would want. Oh well. I'll make it blue instead for now. And then I think I need to add a face in for this part. And then work on the edge. So that doesn't get softened too much by the subdivision. A different material for this. I'll use I don't have a very broad palette of sort of colors and textures right now. The look of things in Blender isn't going to reflect the way it'll look in Unity, because in Unity I'm very intentionally using a retro style of rendering, whereas in Blender it's using physically based rendering, even on Eevee, instead of cycles, which is the real ray traced engine. What would look good? Also, it's very easy to just end up making everything chrome. Far too easy. Which looks great with the ray traced reflections, but does look good. I'll leave it on chrome for now. And then the table may be the same as the floor. What did I call the material here? Blob. I'm adding another level of subdivision to the top part here. Otherwise it's quite noticeable. The polygons, the edges are quite angular. Alright, so this needs, I'm gonna apply the solidify. I'm gonna hide the floor and the other floor. Get in there. Inset. Make the pedestal part. And now, I need to think of things to put on these tables. We could add a few glasses for a start. Again, I'm glad I've got people in the scene for reference, because otherwise I would have to go out and measure a physical glass and say, okay, how large is this actually? Looks about right. And I'm gonna inset maybe I'll just solidify instead. Delete the face. Solidify modifier. And that's easier to then edit after the fact. You can see I'm like with my fingers I'm like going, okay, how thick is a glass? It's got to be like 3 millimeters, a bit more. I think making it like half a centimeter will read better. And then give it the glass material. Oh, okay. Different BSDF, physically based, yeah, principled. Oh, what are the normals like? I need to keep reminding myself to check the face orientation. So it's rendering something that looks like but hang on, it's not transparent. What's going on? Material glass. It is just the principled BSDF node. There's no alpha. There's no transmission. No alpha here. Yeah, the volume set to 0. Well, that's the easiest one to fix at least. Good, nothing's broken. I have no idea why I can see the bottom of the glass here when the material is not, right now, is not supposed to be transparent. Oh, viewport display. Show back faces on. Interesting. Okay. I'll leave it like this for now. It looks really tiny in the scene. I guess I should generate a bunch of them. This one's glass. Pull it. Desk glass. We've got desk console glass. Desk console. And desk table. It feels redundant now. Also, that thing's probably called desk as well. Yeah. So trying to decide whether to do the fancy instance collection thing or just duplicate the glass a bunch of times manually and make different ones. Let's make a shorter one. Like, doesn't look right. It needs a taper, doesn't it? It's way better. And then I'm tempted, like, I'd be tempted to add a bevel and all kinds of things, but these aren't going to be a major part of the scene, hopefully. They don't know what you're paying attention to. They're just going to be detail off in the distance. Let's create a collection, call it Studio Clutter. I'm going to make another one that's a mug. I see. I grabbed more. Oh no, that's just the solidify modifier doing its thing. Okay. I'm gonna try freehanding a handle. Is this a bad idea? Well, we'll see. Yeah, this is not going to come out well. Instead, create a curve. One Bezier. One circle. Do I need this circle or? Oh, let's just work with the circle. I need to apply scale on these as well. Right, that's why the thickness didn't correspond to what I thought it would be in real life. It's because the scale was off. Okay, that's corrected. So the idea is this one's going to be the profile of the handle. Camera management is a lot harder when dealing with a scene like this. I should probably be doing something clever that I either haven't thought of or haven't heard about. That seems about right. There's got to be a better way to manage all the stuff in the scene. Start with just 2 points. With an emphasis on the top part. And I think it goes in here. Geometry. It's not the taper object. It's the bevel. No? What's the scale again? No? Profile. I mean, it's sort of working. It's just way smaller than it should be. Apply scale. Need more segments, definitely. Mean radius. Oh, there we go. Okay. Mean radius 1. That's too many polygons. I think in the circle, well, you know, the ray tracing, according to NVIDIA, can handle a heck of a lot of polygons compared to the way I understand it is compared to regular rendering. If you've got a lot of polygons that are not taking up a lot of pixels, then those will be very expensive in conventional rendering, because you're saying for every polygon you still have to determine what pixels it's covering. Whereas with the ray tracing, it's using the bounding boxes of the objects to first of all reject a lot of hits. So if nothing much intersects with an object that's very high polygon, actually it's not expensive that way. 1 million polys on the cap. I'm saving my polygons for the character model in the environment. Still, it can be. I am a bit worried about the performance overall, because what is this? That was GTA 2. Just remove the GTA 2. From the playlist. Yeah, I'm a bit anxious about about losing performance in weird ways, because it can be hard to detect after the fact. Hard to figure out. Still looks wrong. Yeah, because it's not like 2, that's still 8 polygons in the profile. Oh, because we've got 4 nodes and then 2 per. Okay. What have I done? I'm in like shaded wireframe mode or something. There we go. I'm gonna just I'm gonna try using those instance collections. So well, let's treat this as a learning exercise. Let's parent the object, the handle, instead of just converting it outright, and see what happens. Alright, what else? What else would look good? How about some magazines? Or even just unidentified rectangles. That one is the handle. Oh, you can't see what... Hang on, I can't see that. I can't see the stuff I'm typing in the object browser. I've hidden my desk and I can't find it. There we are. A4 is... I'll just look it up. I think I should know what the ratio is, but 210 by 297, so the short side is... No, I should make the... I should make it from scratch in the right size. This will be 297. 0.297. And then I'll scale it in X by 297 over 210. No, the opposite of that. That's A4. Okay. Decide what those are supposed to look like later. I actually haven't used much that's textured. And I guess one reason for that is that that means I don't have to set up UV maps for things. Saves a lot of time. And the style of the time, well, depends. In games there was certainly a lot of fancy texturing I could try to replicate in some places. But let's say this is one magazine. If we say I should solidify at least. Is there a way to solidify but with a bevel? Okay, that looks reasonable. Oh, and then Maybe I can crease this side. No? Maybe I can put the bevel weight on the other edges. And then change the bevel method to use weight. Well, for a low poly thing, that'll do. And then I'll duplicate that. Make a version. It's got like a stack. I don't want to have too much clutter in this scene. I want it to look in use, but not messy. I'm realizing I've got no idea how to use instancing. Alright, change of plan. Let's convert that to a mesh. The handle. Oh, that. Right, that was the solidify going away. And then the material. What am I doing? That one's going to be a different material anyway. Okay, let's bring back the rest of the scene. Yeah, I think that's starting to look like something. All right, and then do a bit of tidying. This object here, and then I think at this point I'll already try to bring it into Unity and figure out oh right, okay, yeah. What I want to do is I want to also have the sofas split out. Oh, I already turned these ones into a mesh actually, so because they were geometry nodes. Just separate one of them, and then this front right section I'll repeat and mirror. Oh. I actually don't know. I don't know how Unity will handle my normals if I just mirror it. So I will just give myself 2 separate sofas, one in each direction to work with. I'm just renaming things for convenience. And the other question is, do I re-import everything, or do I just grab the things that I've modified? I think I'm just gonna export the things that I've added and modified. Okay, let's assume that's all fine. I'm going to go to BRB for a moment, and when we come back I'll open up Unity and import all of this, and I will start playing with the positioning and the layout and the lighting as well. So see you in just a few minutes. I don't have a button for BRB anymore. Don't know where that went. See you soon. I'm back. All right. So here's Unity, and let me make sure first of all that I'm even on the right or I'm still figuring out the best ways to work with Unity and source control. So, right, let's bring this over here. I'm actually going to close Unity while I change branches because I've noticed it's got a tendency to crash. Easiest way to work with Unity is to bash your head against a wall. I mean, that's a good start. But doesn't necessarily get you where you need to go. So I started messing around with the new studio stuff in a different branch, and having a branch where I'm doing code changes and tweaks to the scene, and then one where I'm doing other changes to the scene. I'm running into trouble because you can't really merge changes to a prefab or scene. So that's where the advice of prefab everything comes in, that I've read several times when it comes to dealing with Unity. Oh wow, it's taking a long time to open up, eh? Alright. How's this looking? So this is the previous version. The lighting's a bit crappy because it's because it's using my own rendering pipeline, and I have not developed the forward rendering mode very much. In particular, it's not taking into account the point lights right now. Which I should really fix because it's annoying to have to go into... It's annoying to move things around in game mode because you can't save that. But we'll ignore that for now. Okay. So I'm going into here, I'm disabling the sofas. I'm going to import the new assets. In Blender. I wonder if I need a better layout for the chat and stuff like Blender that takes up quite a lot of space. Move the inspector here. At least you can see some of what I'm doing. Alright, let's look at what's already in the scene. We've got that material called bridge. Oh, I'm very confused now. What's the inspector is showing where I've got selected, but I want to hold on. Okay, the inspector behaves weirdly if it's in the same tab group. So I'll just have to move it back to where it was. And I can just hide the chat box, but have chat itself still visible. That's a bit better. So no rig, no animation. Default settings, and then Blobo 1 is what we call bridge floor. Good organization of the materials and things. Also something I've not figured out yet. The cushions, I've also already got a material for that in here somewhere. What did I pick? So I'm looking in my scene, I'm looking at the mesh sofas. Okay, I've got bridge cushion, bridge sofa. And we've got chrome, glass, and magazine. Magazine can be some kind of matte white. Don't have anything appropriate. Let's make a new material. Oh no, I'll use the sofa cushions for that as well. That's white. Matte white. And then that's that, and then the glass is, I've got a few different kinds of glass in the scene already. This one, I think. All right, and drop it in at 0, 0. Seems about right. And let's run it. Let's see how it looks. All right, that's chugging in a little bit. I can see, so I'll That's really chugging. And when I was going on, it definitely didn't used to be this this demanding in terms of OBS's own render time. Okay, I can bring it down to 30 frames a second. And quite low resolution. This is the best we can do for now. Oh, well, what I'll do is I'll not have it at full HD. I'll have it just at free aspect. Turn that off, turn that off. Okay, slightly better. We're seeing the low res version. If that material is not, it's completely invisible. I bet we got the normals wrong. That aside, interesting. Also, some of the glasses, did I forget to select them instead? Maybe that's it. Okay, let's reopen Blender. Oh, the objects are still selected from when I was exporting them. And the face orientation looks fine. I wonder... Oh, these are all ones that have the glass material. Oh. Okay. No, that's wrong. So we've got the other glasses. Bezier curve. It's because I ended up merging those two the wrong way around. It's got the wrong name. No. I can't rename it there. Desk glass. Let's figure out what's wrong with that material. Absolutely not rendering. Okay, if I pick a known good material, okay, that works fine. I'm just going to duplicate another material and start from there. Why? What's going on with these materials that mean that if they have a transparent shader, they become invisible? I mean, it really feels like the normals are going wrong. So we've got a solidify operation going on. On the glasses, the other one just has a subdivision. What else could be going on? I mean, what if I take... Yeah, the material works fine on even the new objects we added. The mug. So in the scene... Could it be something that went wrong on import with the normals? Normals import. Weld vertices, keep quads. Well, I can see the glass in forward rendering, just about. I can't think of any explanation that would apply to both the glasses and the sort of transparent part on the desk. Well, I crafted Unity by changing the alpha value on my material. Thanks, Unity. Okay, we're modifying this one again. Alpha to 1. No refraction or reflection. The material model is one I made up to match with period appropriate renderers, so that's why it doesn't correspond to what a normal Unity material would look like. Okay, well these should look... Oh, interesting. Very interesting. I don't know if you can see, but it looks like I'm seeing the back faces of those objects. Or like they're clipping very weirdly. Alright, I'm gonna actually look at the generated normals. Something weird is going on. What's the other thing I can do? I can look at the objects in Unity as well, but first I want to see what Blender's producing. So I'm duplicating the glass, hiding the original, and then this I will convert to mesh. Right, that should apply all the modifiers at once. And now I'm looking at it. I'm going to turn on face orientation. Still looks fine. I'm going to show. I need wireframe view. This might have changed since last I looked at it. Whoops. No. I'm trying to get the... Get it to show me the face normals. Okay, those are the edges. No vertex normals. Vertex normals. I don't think that's quite... I need to make them smaller. No, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that is what I expect. Okay. In Unity, when we do the import of those objects, so I was using default export settings. Here we are. So I chose normal to import. First I'll try normal to calculate. Still doing weird things with the glass. That didn't help. Smoothing angle. What visibility? No. What was the other thing I can do? I can look at individual ones. So glass 1. Table. I want to look at the meshes. For example, yeah, the table mesh. I'm seeing the glass meshes, and I can look at them in terms of normals. These are they're like object space normals. I can't read that visually. But the shading, the glasses doesn't look necessarily off to me. Unless are these definitely, is this definitely now a material? Oh. This material isn't using the same shader, it's using transparent shader instead of the opaque one. Unity just crashed. It's using the transparent shader, but actually my transparent shader is more to do with whether you need to do intersection shader tests. More to do with that than whether the material has transparency. So okay, Studio Glass 2, change it to opaque. It crashed. This is interesting. I've had this type of issue before when I was experimenting with some different kinds of shaders. And so it crashes when changing the type of shader of a material. So let's delete this material and just create a new one from scratch. Material shader opaque. Yeah, that one was fine. And we'll call it blue glass. Give it a bit of a bluish tint, some transparency, quite a lot of transparency. Okay, and then although it'll have reflection and refraction, I'm actually going to ignore that for right now. Get back into the scene and I'll go back into the actual importer. Where are we? Materials, not that one. Blue glass. Okay, nothing has crashed yet. That's promising. Apply. No. Save project. Okay, I'm gonna run it now. Gonna have to quickly turn down the settings. Oh, we're back to doing full HD as well because that didn't save. Free aspect. Turn down all the settings. All right. That's very blue. But now that looks like proper glass. How much refraction should we give it? It's got an index of refraction of 1 right now. Wow. Let's do 1.1. That's enough to give an effect. Okay, nice. Now, the question is, if I go back further out, look at this general area, is there enough Is there enough there? Does it look like anything? I feel like I really want to add something in the center of the tables. Even if it's just a change of material. I'm thinking I should make them look more like some sci-fi looking tables. The other thing I need to do, I'm once I've in this fork of my app, once I've made changes to my own satisfaction, I'm planning to export the new Nook and its materials as a package, a Unity package, and then re-import it into the up-to-date production branch, and then I'll do some more layout there. All right, yeah. Let's. I think that if I sci-fi up the table, that will give this a suitably interesting look. So I'm going to do an inset to this sort of level, and then I'm going to immediately add another material slot. Give it a different material there. I might need to do some subdivision on the table as well. But the problem is, yeah, because I started with an oval, it does this sort of nonsense. I'm going to keep it rotationally symmetric. I wonder if I can revolve a profile. Trying to imagine what I want this to look like and how to put that together. Let's treat this as a prototype first, not worry about the fact that it's got obvious jagged edges in places. And then I want to do what exactly? I'm thinking right at the center, thinking it could go back down. Like that. But then I'll have a bevel on edges. Maybe I can add a bevel modifier at least. Make it a lot rounder. Oh, it doesn't like doing inset. There. I'm going to do a Control R. A loop cut. Oh, and an extrude. Figure out how to do a smoother version of this in a moment. Oh, and the bevel is limited by that thing, so it's another case where I will do bevel by weight. Okay. Not what I wanted to do, but it looks kind of cool. Oh, you know what? That's not bad. Use bounding box. See what kind of look it has as I tilt it around. It makes for a center of the table you can't really use, but probe Y axis. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know what this is, but I like where it's going in terms of shapes. I am liking this. And then what if we change some of the material? let's import, hang on, let's append a shader I've got in another scene. I posted this on Twitter as well, various uses of it. A shader that looks like glowy rectangles, and that changes over time as well. I've got, well, the Blender version isn't quite it's made using nodes, and the algorithm isn't exactly what I want, so that there's some artifacting to it that isn't in the sort of the better version, but it does still get the effect across. One problem I've got with it in Blender as well is that I haven't figured out how to expose the scale in a useful way. It's not using UV, it's using world coordinates or object coordinates, and that's again so that I don't have to UV map stuff partly, but so glowy tech. It's almost November. I don't know if last year I sort of didn't do anything. Well, I for a few days I messed around in Shader Toy. I'm half tempted to do a proper November, as in using Blender nodes, maybe even Unreal nodes. I want to learn more Unreal blueprints, but yeah, Blender nodes, geometry nodes. Picking the right scale here for the effect. I mean, the effect is not quite period appropriate for it doesn't quite fit in with the rest. I think it looks good in some contexts, but not others. I think maybe I need, rather than rectangles, I need something that looks more like circuit lines or something. But figuring that out, I'm not going to do that now. Maybe only half the arc will be looking like that. If I do control, okay, control, top half of the arc, I will go back to this material. How's that look? Maybe the top half plus a bit more. It's starting to look like, although it's weird, it looks a bit more like an intentional design. Does this even look like anything from further away? I think it does. I think it reads like some kind of sci-fi Y2K object. I think next I want to bevel and soften up the edges here. Nice. Yeah. I'm not so sure about the panel line here now. What can I do to kind of get rid of it without messing things up? I think select this edge, this, merge by distance, selected only, and increase the distance. That looks very wrong. That looks right. No, that'll be fine. That'll work. It's just a prototype version anyway of the object. Actually, let's undo that. I think I can do better. I sort of see what's going on. Okay, I'll select and then delete the bottom faces, side faces. No, delete faces. Okay. And edge mode, merge by distance, 1 cm. Perfect. This edge, I'll increase the size to the point where one mug is like perilously close to falling off. I think I want this not to be as deep. I feel like I want the bottom profile beveled as well. All right. How would I recreate this better? I'm going to try making the same thing using subdivision. Let's start by getting rid of everything else. Oh, and I'm still in shading mode. A workspace. Okay. That does not look anywhere near as good with metal shading. Let's go for studio shading. That doesn't look great either. Maybe my remade version can have better... better treatment of the normals and shading. I'm debating just moving this to the origin as well. Object, origin to geometry, and then oh, there was a better way of doing that. Or was it snap? Selection to active. All right. I'm just going to concern myself with the top of the table for now. I'm going to give it a cut down one axis, the other axis, because I'm going to need to modify it across X. I'm not going to mirror it across X, but I am going to mirror it across Y. Yeah. Mirror modifier. Cross Y. And then after that, a subdivision. And go all the way to 3 subdivisions. And I'm going to try to... Why is the scene so dark? I guess just the normal amount of scene lighting, perhaps. So getting the oval, oh, I'll start with a mirror in X on the tool though. So not too hard to get that initial oval. But then the interset ones, I'll need to introduce a grid which will itself change things up. Why is this asymmetric here? Oh, of course. Okay, hang on. I'll do this first part with an X mirror. And then after that I'll remove it to once I need to make changes that aren't symmetrical across X. I'm trying to trying to make it transparent but also colored in my viewport. I'd like to see Well, welcome. We Blender Gaming, yeah. I'm trying to make a sci-fi looking table. This is the rough version, but the I didn't use enough of a subdivision for the outer bit, and so I'm redoing it with a subdivision modifier. Just applying a subdivision modifier to this just makes a complete mess. Like, I know I can add creases and stuff, but the resulting mesh won't look great. Which is why I'm... Oh no. What did I do? I lost what I was working on. There. Yeah, I'm not finding the right viewport display modes so that I can actually I'd like to see this one. I'd like to see it in front of everything. And you can do that for reference images, but can't figure out how to do it here. Oh, I'm being dumb. I can just make the actual material I'm using transparent. New material. Matte. Test. And then I need to make a different color, and I'll make it alpha blend. No? All right, that's the color. This alpha? Okay, finally. Barbadino, welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, I've been deep in modeling and trying to animate in Blender and working on shaders and all kinds of things, and it's hard to do that and stream as well, so it's been a while, especially on my own channel. I'm glad to see people turn up when I do stream. Okay, so now what I'm trying to do is I'm going to use a second material slot because I want to make sure I can get the inner get the inner parts, curves correct as well. Okay, interesting. Yeah, that's not going to do it, is it? I feel like this is what I've had the most trouble with subdivision, is that you still want to be working with quads. And so doing something like this means I actually need to be clever about my topology, doesn't it? So before I subdivided this, right, if we have just that part by itself, it actually subdivides into an oval shape very nicely. So if I do mesh, split, somehow that works just fine. So do I need a holding loop? I can't do a holding loop exactly, can I? Do I need a bevel? On the edge, maybe. Bevel. Well, it doesn't want to bevel a flat surface. Maybe if I... Yeah, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. That's looking more promising. We're still working in quads. And now I can... Not exactly easy to work with. Maybe that's the thing I need to... bring these like halfway. Now, I still have very little intuition for how the topology is affecting the result of the subdivision. Before I did the bevel, that's weird. Don't know why. I think I did the wrong things, or my memory is going. So if I split off this part, okay. What if I add an edge crease to the inner part? That might be what I want. That might be right. Okay. Yeah, that's better. And now the question is, can I repeat this pattern inward? So I can repeat it, but I create an extra edge here. How much does that mess up my outer oval? Not too much, not too much. This type of thing really feels like a puzzle game. A really complex one where the rules aren't explained properly. Figuring out how to end up with a good mesh when you just know the shape you want. I've been doing well. Just not been streaming as often because, as I said, yeah, I'm hard at work on other things. But I hope you have a good time with your visitors. Don't get too distracted by Twitch streams. Well, I have done that before. Lurked on a friend's stream while I was supposed to be socializing with people IRL. So I'm going to go back to the first material for that one. Okay. Then we do this. Okay, so the alternative would be, I suppose, an inset. Right, so the vertices go like that. How does that look? Okay, so that would look like, for example, here, removing these two edges and just adding an edge here, and then dissolving these edges. I think that's probably better topology, right? I can still adjust it as I need, and it doesn't propagate the extra edge, so the extra cut. So it looks like another level deep. No, that's fine. Just dissolve. No, not like that. Recreate this face, okay. Let's bring everything back into the right shape. Yeah, this is just nested octagons. It feels very obvious now that I've got it in front of me. Blindingly obvious. And so to do one more level, all I have to do is this, that, and reposition this inner one is quite tricky. Hang on. I'll just do it one more level and see. I wonder if I'm somehow creating... I've got extra faces and edges that aren't set up correctly when I'm doing it with a knife like this. Just going to bring this in right near the center. Okay, yep, so that innermost one doesn't subdivide super neatly. I can add... I can either... Yeah, okay, that just doesn't do what I want, but... Oh, no, the problem is just the crease. I forgot about the crease. Yeah. Excellent. Barely see what profile I'm trying to follow there. Alright, for the innermost part, I don't even know if that's the shape I want. But now we've got this done, I can apply the first of the modifiers, right, that's mirroring it in X. And then I'll be able to rotate the sections independently to match what I'd made before. Oh, and also I'll set the origin to geometry so that when I rotate... No, not like that. What's the right way of doing this? So the way that I know how to fix this by applying the other mirror and then set origin to geometry. What? It wasn't selected. And then I go back in here and delete these vertices, add the mirror modifier again. Wrong thing. There we go. So I'm going to select the faces of this bit, rotate them, no, that extrude, rotate, around the 3D okay, wow. Cursor to selected. It's not selected. Cursor to selected. That's a start. Work in global coordinates, 3D cursor, rotate around Y. What is going on? Oh, I've got the X mirror in the... okay. That all looks right. And then like this. Okay, let's see what that looks like in terms of the geometry. So hide desk table, show desk table made, retopo. That looks a lot more like what we want. Of course, this version is going to have a billion polygons. That's not even that many. What does it look like on one less level? I want matte cap. Now we can go to 3 levels. Well, the problem here is that I've got as many levels of subdivision. What's the opposite of radially? Circumferentially? We'll go with that. At the outer edge where there's a lot of distance between them, as in the very innermost edge where they're very close together and you don't notice anything. I could probably solve that with... Oh man. When's the real Friday Night Funkin' update coming out? Haven't heard about it in a while. Thing is, it's only 5,000 triangles. It's not actually that bad to have in this scene, even if it's in there a few times. All right, let's do our material assignments. This one was the glowy material. This one and the outer part are the... Wait. We assign the slot and pick the... the right thing. Assign those to the slot. There we go. And then the remaining ones should have used the default. No, the remaining ones are these and these. That was the blob cushion. What is this track? And that one. I feel like I want it to be shaded more. Well, I mean, there's no point fiddling with it in Blender because that's not what the materials will look like in Unity, but just to get an idea, I want it to be more of a... let's duplicate the material. Call it table white. This is too spooky. I'm thinking I'm going to increase the specular as a substitute for having more gamma in the shading, more gamma cloud in the shading. That'll do. Gives an idea of the curve. Specular and then roughness. Alright, and now the rest of the table. Extrude down by some amount. Inset. No, not inset. Extrude and scale. Because it's not a face. Maybe I just make it a face. Oh, it needs to go lower because it needs actual space for the inset part of the top. And then inset. Actually, extrude and scale is easier. Like this. And then actually another extrude down brings it to, so now all of the part of the top that goes inward is contained. I like this. I'm just not sure about the very top. What if I just rotate it? If in doubt. Ooh. That is giving it a jaunty look. And then maybe we can also assign this material. Almost good. Almost there. I want the texture to be something different. I think that's quite good. Shape-wise. Oh, you know what? Do an extra inset of this part. And then we're gonna do that. So we've got a bit of a bezel. We'll move that, these ones inward. Gonna use their normal. Yeah, and then make sure, oh, I don't know. I kind of like the bezel blending in as well, but those edges already creased though, so just a tiny detail of the way that crease hits doesn't quite look right. I think it's because I've basically made an inset that's not I want it to be a bit more even, and then a bit like that. Need to add clipping here. How does that look? Oh, how did I do that? What? Oh, I think it was just compiling or something. I think that's pretty good. It's slightly visually confusing at an angle, so my brain can't quite pass what the shape is doing, but that's fine, I think. Okay, what do I actually want to do with the material? Let's start with fiddling with the scale. That's maybe too much. I want a different sci-fi texture, I think. Let's see if we can make something up quickly. I'm thinking... Well, let's start with the center screen. Plasma. Oh wow, I've been going for a while. I've run out of tea again. Let's quickly just do, just for this middle screen, let's do a new material. Right. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm just going to increase the size of the node window. I'm just going to have an emissive BSDF. And then I'm going to use I'm trying to remember whether the... Okay, so I'm using a Voronoi texture. Okay, we've got quite a few options to work with here. You know what? I wasn't going to go with this, but that is already pretty cool by itself. So let's go with a mix RGB. No, color ramp. And let's start with this, see how it looks. I think I don't want to do this so much as I want to maybe separate the color. Okay, well that's much the same result. I was hoping for more of a... So it's... I think it's giving me a randomized color per cell. Distance is the distance to the center of the cell. Position, well, is the position relative to what units are we working in here? No, I don't want lyrics. That is a cool track, but what is this position value giving me? Multiply. No, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, somehow I got a better selection of values this time. So I'm going to go from a very dark navy blue. I'm thinking. Dark and not too saturated. To kind of an electric blue. And I'm going to make it 4D and animate it with the frame number times 0.001. And this is just like, I can't port this directly to Unity, but I'm getting an idea of, so I shouldn't be in, shouldn't be editing the model. Using this to get an idea what sort of effects I want it to look like, and then I can recreate that in shader code. F2. Huh? Smooth F1. Interesting. Okay, just needs a moment to compile. Ooh, very cool. Oh yeah. Distance to edge is just going to be... Yeah, okay. You know what? That's, I mean, that's a very classic Voronoi look, but that's pretty cool. End sphere radius. I'll pause it. Well. And so in some of these, we also have a choice of the metric. So with Manhattan distance, that's okay. Not what I'm going for, but could be useful somewhere. Chebyshev, I've got no idea what that actually translates to. Minkowski. Is Minkowski distance like no, don't know either. I'm thinking of terms of the thing where you've got the distance in a 4D space-time with time being imaginary component, and so you'd have a squared plus b squared plus c squared minus d squared or something. Maybe that's what it does, but could be cool for a glitch effect. Let's try the smooth. Okay, let's try F2. What did F2 look like? That's pretty cool. Just don't think the other... Well, again, that would work for a glitch effect. So smooth F1, that's a very nice, like Y2K blobby look. So there was smooth F1, I think looks Pretty cool. That's very strong contender. Weighted sum of neighbour Voronoi cells. Or distance to edge. It's pretty cool. The edges have a bit too much emphasis. What if I do the opposite? I like it, but I think it's not what I'm going for here. I'm definitely more into what's going on with this sort of blobby look. Maybe I could do both. Maybe I could replace the glowy tech with a copy of the plasma and this one uses what was it again? Distance to edge. Oh, I haven't fiddled with the metrics for the distance to edge. Of course, I'll have to actually write the code to do this. But I've been meaning to implement Voronoi anyway. So that's straight. Distance to edge. Oh, okay, I don't get to pick fancy metrics. What I could do is I could insert a ramp, I think. Curve. That gives me a bit more ability to tweak. Kind of like this. What is that I don't like about the edges? The edges, something about the edges, like it feels like they're wider than I'd expect them to be. Nope, don't do that. Nope. Deleting the entire node. I think that's pretty good. Okay, I'm finally feeling tired. It's pretty late here. I've streamed longer than I usually do, so I'm happy to have managed to keep going this long. Thank you to everyone who watched. I'm going to now send you over to. Okay, let me. Go back to chatting. All right. I'm gonna send you over to someone. Let's see who is online right now. Oh, thanks, Ren. Thanks for watching. Let's see. Oh wow, so many people are online right now. I'm gonna send you over to Yuzu, who's doing some art based on emojis. I like her character design streams, so I'll be watching that next. So I'm going to do read Super Yuzu. There we are. With that, that's everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. As is traditional, I've forgotten my outro. If you, like me, have caught the Millennium Bug, make sure to watch the next stream or find me elsewhere on the World Wide Web by clicking on the links below the video. I've been Millennium Cyborg. Keep that future vibe, and I'll see you in the world of tomorrow.